Indue Sales and Services, an industrial flooring company that services some of the largest food manufacturing facilities here in the Midwest. We also ship direct to those companies that fix their own floors. So this video is going to show you how we prep and install about 250 square feet in a meat processing facility. The product we're going to be installing is called Indu-Crete. This is a polymer concrete that goes down at about 3/8 of an inch. It's a tough system that outperforms epoxy in heat and chemical resistance, impact resistance, and thermal shock resistance. And it goes down faster. So here we're getting ready to prep, and this is going to be the most important step in installing Indu-Crete. The goal at prep is to get the surface clean, dry, and at room temperature. You'll want to stop any leaks beforehand and try to get the room temperature up to a minimum of 50 degrees. The first thing we'll do is outline the area that we're going to fix with chalk line. After we snap the line, we'll take a crack saw. The blade on this is about 1/4 inch wide, and we set it to about 1/2 inch deep. We'll go around the entire perimeter of the area we're going to fix, and we'll run it up and down or around drains that are present. Next, we're going to remove any flooring that's loose. That will come up with a jackhammer. After this is done, we'll take out 7-inch Metabo grinders with diamond blades. This is attached to a vacuum, and we'll grind the surface. Then we'll pay particular attention to the outer edges that were cut earlier and around the drains to bevel down to these points. These are the points that take the most abuse from forklift traffic. So the material is going to be a little bit thicker here, and it helps blend into the old flooring. After the grinding is done, we'll flush the area with water, and then use a citrus degreaser and scrub it down, and then flush it again. Then we'll vacuum it dry and just let the surface air dry. Now the surface is dry and ready to go. We'll run a piece of duct tape along that outer edge. If there's a trough drain there, we'll run a piece of duct tape along that also. Here's how you mix a kit of Indu-Crete. 1 kit equals 1/2 gallon of A and 1/2 gallon of B and 1 bag of part C. So you put parts A and B into a clean 5-gallon pail and mix until it's amber color, about 30 seconds. Then you'll add the bag of part C and mix that until it's consistent. You'll mix for about 2 minutes. Just make sure there are no dry clumps. Now when you're done mixing, take the bucket and pour it onto the surface as quickly as possible. This will just give you more working time. Now start smoothing out the material with your trowel. Typically it goes down about 3/8 of an inch to 1/2 inch thick, and 1 kit will cover about 15 square feet. Now you'll take a blue nylon loop roller and roll over the surface. This will take out trowel marks, help smooth the material out, and bring more liquids to the top. And here you can see that happening. The Indu-Crete that you see on the floor here was mixed up in double batches. We'll take 2 kits at a time and mix it up in 20-gallon tubs. Now within about 10 minutes after you loop rolled the surface, you want to saturate it with 3M color quartz. Here you can kind of see everything going on at once, troweling, loop rolling, and on the left hand side it's completely saturated with 3M color quartz. Don't forget to pull the duct tape from the edges and from around the drains. Now you're going to let this cure overnight and brush up the excess 3M color quartz the next morning. Here's the floor a couple weeks later. The black line that you see is just from a tire that wasn't turning. The finished surface that you end up with is very tough, it has non-skid, and yet it's still easy to clean.